Hey guys, today we're going to be learning how to paint clouds. So I got my canvas and the sky is painted about halfway. Make sure that on the back of your canvas you have your name. I also do this little trick where I tape my resource to the back of my canvas every day when I clean up. So it's right there, you can pull it off, you can look at it. Now you'll notice my resource is a beautiful cloudless day, but I'm still going to paint clouds anyway. And that's the great thing about art. You use a resource to help you, but you don't have to stick to the resource. Today I'm also switching to a brush that's a little bit smaller for my clouds. I have my water, it's filled up about halfway, and I have my palette paper, and I'm going to be doing some white clouds, and I might add a tint of yellow to them. You might be doing just white clouds, you might be doing white clouds with a tint of red on it, whatever you want. Most of you will have a lot of white on your palette. Just make sure you don't get too much paint, or maybe share with the person next to you. And I got my trusty paper towel ready to go. So here's my trick for painting clouds. I wet my brush, so it's really wet, which you can't really see. And I put white paint on half of the brush. So not a lot of paint on the whole thing. Now it's a little blurry, but half of the brush has white paint on it. And I'm going to be making some nice cumulus clouds today, the puffy, beautiful, quaint, fabulous clouds. So what I do is I flip my brush over when I'm painting my clouds, and I let the brush do the work for me. So I'm just going to touch it to my canvas and push, kind of move around. And having some water on my brush makes the bottom of the cloud more transparent and the top of the cloud a little bit fluffier. And then I tend to draw a little line on the bottom to make it flat. Do the same thing again. Get some paint on half your brush. If you need more water, you can. So I got paint just on half of my brush. Now I'm going to do the same thing. And don't be afraid to overlap. Just press. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm letting the brush do the work. I'm just pushing down, releasing, push, release. I'm making fluffy clouds. And then I kind of smooth the bottom out. Don't be afraid to go right off the edge. Also, you can make clouds coming in from the side. And a lot of clouds tend to get smaller as they go towards the bottom of your canvas. And sometimes you have just long little wispy clouds, happy little Bob Ross clouds. And some of you are thinking, what? Flat bottom clouds? Is that a Queen song? I want to show you why we have flat bottom clouds. So welcome to Arlington High School. Look at the clouds. They're fluffy, but they're not those little round fluffy clouds you used to paint when you were in first grade. The bottoms of the clouds tend to flatten out and they get a little bit darker. Maybe that's a little blue. If you want to be brave and try a little gray, go easy just a little bit. Maybe you're going to have fun and change the color to purple. And if you notice, up high in the sky, the clouds are kind of big. But as they go back in the distance, they tend to get smaller and smaller. They're not actually shrinking, they're just farther away, so they look smaller. Also, the sky on top is darker blue and it slowly fades and gets lighter blue from the atmospheric perspective. So when you're painting, if you want your landscape to look really realistic, try that trick of overlapping your clouds, make them big at the top of your canvas and slowly smaller, and flatten out the bottoms a little bit, and it'll look like a beautiful LaGrangeville sky. And last thing, before you clean up, if you want, you can tint your clouds a little. Maybe it's a sunset and you add some yellow to it. Maybe you get a little gray in there and you make the bottoms a little bit darker. Have fun with your painting. Just adding little bits. That's the great thing about art. You can make anything you want. Ooh, little yellow cloud. And when you clean up, make sure you wash your brush off really, really well with both hands in the sink. You could throw away your palette paper, or if there's a lot left, you could leave it for somebody else. And don't forget my little trick that I taught you. On the back of your canvas, grab a piece of tape, masking tape, and stick it right to the back.